Okay, so dash carefulness while. Now we have a question over here related to posted by Sony. Dash carefulness while driving could have saved our lives. Now in this question, if you see the options is little, less, a little, a few. Okay, what is the answer? Option 1 or 3? So the confusion is between little and a little. Okay, now when do we use little and when do we use the adjective a little, when do we use the article a before little? There's another set of adjective like this, few and a few. So when do we use little and when do we use a little? Now if you see little and few, little is always used for, let's clear that out first. Little is always used for uncountable noun. Few is used for countable noun in plural form. Okay, so this is used for countable and this is used for uncountable, both in plural form. Okay, now few is a small number of something. On the other hand, it can also be a small quantity. So we are discussing few and a few first. Small quantity. Okay. On the other hand, a few means some. Okay. Now, understand this. A little both means, this means small in number, this means some. Okay, this is the same concept as, let's do this with the help of an example. We had little time This is statement number 1. Statement number 2. We are just replacing the word little with a little. Now, what is the difference between statement number 1 and statement number 2? Can you tell me? Okay, in the statement number 1, we had little time to prepare before we had to go. Now, in that statement, we are saying we did not get enough time to prepare and we had to rush out, we had to leave. On the other hand, when we are saying the statement number 2, we had a little time to prepare before we had to go, that means we had some time. Okay, so it is more on the positive end. So a little is more of positive and little is more on the negative side. You can take this example of the proverbial glass concept, okay, that we always speak about, glass half empty and glass half full. So you can say, when I say there is little water in the glass, that means the glass is half full, okay. And when we say there is a little water in the glass, that means the other way around. When I say there is a little water in the glass, it means the glass is half full, and there is little water in the glass, that means there is very less amount of water in the glass. So it is a little is more on the positive note, and that means some. And the statement stress changes completely when you change it from little to a little. The focus changes completely from having close to nothing to having something. Okay, so more on the positive end. Little is not no time. Okay, little is very less time. Okay, close to zero but not zero. Okay, a little time is yes, some time we did get. Okay, so it is looking at the brighter side of things. That is a little. So that is the difference between little and a little, and same goes the difference between few and a few. Okay, if this is clear. So here, okay, before we move on to the next one, here what do we use? Dash carefulness. So we are talking about being positive. Okay, we're talking about being cautious while driving could have saved our lives. Okay, so a little cautiousness. So it should be option 3. Shareholders dash doubtless. I think this we have already discussed. Doubtlessly. Okay, there should be doubtlessly over here. We have already discussed this. Relieved dash Mr. Zuckerberg's robotic but gaffe-free display. Okay, error-free display. Okay, so shareholder doubtlessly relieved. Yes, that is what should be the right structuring of this statement. Okay, so just to solve this question, shareholders were doubtlessly relieved by Mr. Zuckerberg's robotic but gaffe-free display. How can it be table, madam? Could you please explain this direction? Okay, let's see what do we have to do. In each of these questions, 2 sentences, 1 and 2 are given. Each sentence has blank in it. 5 words, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are suggested. Out of these, only 1 fits at both the places in the context of each sentence. The number of that word is the answer. What I was saying is there are 2 things. The option that we have here is the word that we were looking for is table. Okay, so there are 2 phrases that we have: table a motion as well as turn the tables. Okay, both are idioms, and table a motion means postpone something. Okay, and turn the table means, you guys still can't hear me. Turn the tables means turn things around. Okay, so, to turn things around. Okay, so what did I say? This means postpone, and this is reverse one's position. Okay, so reverse one's position in what sense? Reverse one's position, and probably if you guys can make a sentence on turn the tables, that would be very nice. What statement can waiting at the table, making money by serving at the table as a waiter also? Yes, okay, yes Sony, but if anyone can give me a statement which has turned the tables in as the idiom used, it would be great. Okay, so start giving me statements. And table a motion as well, where I told you it is to procrastinate, it is to delay things, it is to postpone things. Okay, so table a motion as well as turn the tables. Waiting at the table is not an idiom. Okay, it just means waiting at the table. Okay, also if you are talking about serving at tables is again not something that is an idiom. Okay, it is a phrase, yes, but it is not an idiom. Okay, I hope all of you understand the difference between phrases and idioms. If not, I'll explain. Okay, reverse one's position in order to, let's say you are in a position of disadvantage and suddenly you do something where you become, you are at the position of an advantage. Okay, so that is turning the table around. Okay, so for example, he turned the table around by becoming a millionaire, from becoming from a poor waitress to becoming a millionaire. she turned the table around by from being a waitress to becoming a millionaire. Okay. Durba. Okay, Durba, I'll explain it again. Okay, so first thing that I said is table a motion. That is to postpone or to delay, right? So if I have to talk about, if I have to give example for that, anything that goes as documentation for government related work is always set to table a motion. Okay, so it is always delayed, it is always postponed. Okay. On the other hand, turn the table means reverse the position, as in do something where you were at a disadvantage and suddenly you are at a position of advantage. Okay, so reverse one's position. So bad luck turns into good luck, bad luck turns into good luck, and things like that. Okay, so that is the meaning of turning the table. So like I said, he turned the table around when after he became serious for his studies and gained good scores from becoming a poor farmer's son, he became a successful engineer So that is the meaning of turning the table around. Yes, Sony made a very apt statement. Narendra Modi turned the table from selling tea to becoming Prime Minister of India. Of course he did. This suits the idiom very well. Okay, so well-framed statement, Sony. Anyone else who can make a statement on turning the table? So I think this is very clear.